Inside the shadowy desk of the Department of Defense's most classified programs have come forward the verified Russian story. Are we in the middle of the most bombastic revelation ever rocked in human race? Or is this all a massive hoax?
Aliens are real, blah, blah, blah.
People off the trail of very real but very human advanced space and aircraft. March 1952. The proliferation mission concerned the CIA has spies at every uranium mine in the world. On this day, the report is delivered to Washington that won't be classified for decades. Two fiery discs are sighted over uranium mines in the southern part of the Belgian Congo. The discs move with a strange hissing and buzzing sound in other than curves. Time is coming to a complete stop, something impossible for any craft at the time. For the next 10 minutes, the craft seems to glide over the mines, usually stopping as if observing the mining operations. A Belgian pilot, a former and well-respected World War II fighter pilot, immediately sets out from a nearby airfield to respond to the strange disturbance. It's within 120 meters of the objects before they maneuver away from it. According to the pilot and onlookers on the ground, the discs would make nearly instantaneous elevation changes of 300 to 1,000 feet. Moving at speed so fast, it would break the neck of any human pilot. They also seem to be giving off incredible heat from outer rim that spins at incredible speed. The pilot later reports that he doesn't believe the craft could possibly be manned. At one point, the discs drop to just 20 meters above the treetops. Then, after their strange gains apparently completed, shoot off at a speed estimated to be around 1,500 kilometers an hour in a straight line in the direction of a nearby lake. The Belgian pilot cannot hope to match them and turns around to hand in his report. Later, engineers employed by the CIA attempted to reconstruct on paper how such an aircraft could be built using contemporary technology. Their best guesses proved too wildly impractical to be feasible. New Year's Eve, 1982. For weeks, locals have been reporting strange lights in the sky, but most people have written off witnesses as misidentifying planes or just seeing things. Locals are ridiculed that permanent UFO discussion is alive and well. But for over 1,000 people in the Hudson Valley of New York State, UFOs are about to become a very serious matter. It all starts with a retired police officer who looks up to spot a massive V-shaped object with multicolored lights along the edges moving right over his property. At first, he thinks it must be a plane, except the object is flying perilously low to the ground and making only a slight humming sound as it passes directly over it. Others in the nearby area also spot the object, but most are too afraid of ridicule to come forward. But this isn't the last time the object is spotted. For weeks after, it appears time and again in the skies over New York, until it can't be ignored anymore. On March 23, 1983, the local newspaper in Port Chester, New York, ran a frontline story on the latest sighting, which prompted over 100 phone calls to local police. As the sightings continue into the following year and gain traction in the media, there's evidence that a group of Cessna pilots may have fabricated at least some of the sightings. According to the hoax explanation, a group of pilots have flown their aircraft together in close formation to fool witnesses on the ground. However, only one pilot ever comes forward to claim he was in on the hoaxing, and a tidal wave of rebuttals pours in the local press officers from witnesses who point out that they know the difference between loud, low-flying aircraft and the massive UFO that they spotted. Others highlight how the UFO had stopped in midair multiple times before abruptly changing directions. The hoax explanation never truly satisfies the evidence. November 7, 2006. It's a busy day at Chicago O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest airports in America. Planes are constantly landing and taxiing as an army of employees sees tens of thousands of travelers follow the final destination. At approximately 4:15 p.m. local time, a ramp employee pushing back United Airlines Flight 446 radios the aircraft crew, alerting them to a large metallic saucer-shaped craft hovering directly over their aircraft. Others on the ground verify the ramp employee's sighting, and see dozens of airport workers are rushing to nearby windows to get a look for themselves. Numerous other pilots, airline management, and mechanics all spot the object, hovering silently directly over gate C-17. Estimates of size vary from 6 to 24 feet in diameter, but all agree it is dark gray in color and shaped like a disc. After being observed for about 5 minutes, the craft suddenly shoots straight upwards through the clouds, punching a hole that reveals the blue sky above. Initially, the Federal Aviation Administration claims they have no information on the object. However, after the Chicago Tribune files a Freedom of Information Act request, a taped call surfaces between a United supervisor and an FAA manager in the airport tower discussing the object. The FAA ultimately concludes that it's nothing more than a weather phenomenon known as a hole-punched cloud, but over a dozen witnesses on the ground refute this explanation. Summer 2022. In a stunning move, the Pentagon declassifies a video filmed by an MQ-9 Predator drone flying over the skies of Iraq. The drone is on a surveillance mission, tracking suspected terrorists, when suddenly, to the shock of the drone operator, a small metallic orb comes flying directly across the field of view of the drone. The operator slews the camera to attempt to catch up with the object and films it in high definition for several seconds, though it's unknown if more footage exists and simply remains classified. Interestingly, the object bears a strong similarity to an object filmed in F-13 in Puerto Rico by a U.S. Customs Border Patrol aircraft. This object, filmed through a thermal imaging camera, also appears to be spherical and metallic, with no discernible flight surfaces or propulsion source. The video is buried for several years for field. Adding more fuel to the fire, the official Department of Defense investigation in UFO's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office releases information stating that the most widely reported UAP is spherical, exactly like those recorded in the two previous videos. During an open-doors briefing to Congress, AARO confirms that while it has resolved many of the 650 cases that slipped down, a significant number remain unresolved. That of the unresolved phenomenon is confirmation that at least some of the objects reported are solid and metallic. Officials in charge of the investigation also confirmed that the objects have been picked up by classified underwater sensor systems, but the final details are divulged to Congress behind closed doors. Summer 2023 is shaping up to be the year of the UFO, or UAP as it's now known, and David Grush's allegations and subsequent developments have created a frenzy of speculation unseen since the days of Project Sign at the start of the Cold War. For those who have been living under a rock for the last month and a half, David Grush was a former senior intelligence official working for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and the National Reconnaissance Office, two of the most secretive intelligence agencies in the United States. From 2019 to 2021, Grush worked as a representative of the NRO, the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force. From late 2021 to July 2022, he was co-lead for UAP analysis at the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and its official representative in the UAP Task Force. On June 5th, 2023, Grush's story broke on the Debrief website. Since then, there have been false claims that the New York Times and other publications have passed on his story, but in fact, the New York Times had informed Grush they would take longer than expected to publish it. For reasons not yet revealed, Grush felt under pressure to make this claim public and went with the online publication of the Debrief instead. Independent journalists Leslie Kean and Ralph Blumenthal, who broke the 2017 story detailing the government's official UFO investigation and released U.S. Navy videos of the famous Tic Tac objects, broke Grush's story. Kean vetted Grush by interviewing various contacts within the U.S. military and the intelligence community, some of whom prefer to remain anonymous to protect their identity as they still work within sensitive government projects. However, both Carl Nell and a retired U.S. Army colonel, the contact known as Jonathan Gray, vouched for Grush and the credibility of his story. According to Grush, the U.S. government has operated a secret UFO retrieval program since the end of the Second World War, and has in its possession both the debris from non-human crafts and a few fully working models. Along with the craft, the secret program also recovered multiple remains from the non-human operators of these craft. According to Grush, those in charge of the ongoing program have ordered the killing of individuals to protect its secrecy, and have committed numerous white-collar crimes while avoiding all congressional oversight. Grush's chief concern in coming forward was the numerous crimes committed by the crash retrieval program and the lack of congressional oversight and subsequent implications. He's never claimed to have seen any of the craft or their occupants himself, but has instead spoken to multiple individuals from within the program. As usual, there's no hard evidence of any of Grush's claims, but there is a paper trail. Before coming out to the public, Grush had briefed Congress and about his concerns. After the briefing, Grush claims that individuals from the crash retrieval program had begun a campaign of harassment and intimidation as payback to deter him from further action. Grush took his experience to the Inspector General of the intelligence community and launched an investigation into possible harassment. A month later, the Inspector General reached the conclusion that Grush's claims of harassment were likely legitimate and warranted an investigation. This is not evidence that Grush is telling the truth about a secret crash retrieval program, but it is evidence that somebody in the intelligence or military community has been harassing Grush over what is supposed to be private meetings at Congress over possible crimes committed by a secret crash retrieval program. Despite this, Grush has been criticized by skeptics repeatedly, but behind closed doors it seems that the story has sparked a frenzy in Congress, with Senator Marco Rubio dropping a bombshell announcement that in previous years others have come forward to the House Oversight Committee with a similar story. And after Grush went public, others from within the depths of the Pentagon's world of secrets have come forward to verify his story. And then Representative Tim Burchett dropped an even bigger bombshell. Asked on the podcast Event Horizon with John Michael Gaudier if the representative had seen anything in his investigation of the UAP phenomenon that could pose a threat to national security. Oh, 100%. Specifically addressed them. The U.S. Senate also made the unprecedented step of signing a new law stating that within 120 days at the start of 2024, any former or current employee of the Department of Defense with anomalous or non-human source material must come forward or face stiff legal repercussions in the ensuing investigation. This has apparently sent a ripple through the aerospace industry, with multiple people coming forward claiming that they are aware of one major aerospace company seeking to divest itself of UAP materials to avoid congressional oversight. For its part, AARO has claimed that while they have observed anomalous phenomenon and continue their investigation, they have no indication of extraterrestrial origin for any of it. That is not unexpected, as even if AARO can verify that UAPs do in fact exist, are solid, extraterrestrial, and display anomalous flight properties, nobody can verify that they are in fact extraterrestrial without getting their hands on them. The U.S. government can confirm this that. This is all just a hoax, and David Grush has caused quite a fantastic stir in the normally stoic and deeply entrenched American intelligence and military-industrial community. Grush's delusions also appear to be shared by a unknown number of whistleblowers that have come forward to Congress since his public clearance, and the protection of brand new 2023 legislation specifically aimed at introducing whistleblowers inside a highly secretive UFO program. U.S. Congress has taken this matter extremely seriously, and for now, the rest of us are forced to wonder why exactly. Hopefully by the time you see this video, there will be more information to possibly even verification of the most incredible discovery in human history. If you want to see how other countries with UFO sightings, you're watching a lot of military intercepts the alien UFO, or click this other video instead.
Oh, aliens.
April 2011. One particular problem draws the attention of the The memo, dated March 27, 1950, is a briefing to FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover regarding important information about 3 flying saucers that were recovered in New Mexico. Investigators immediately connect the memo to the infamous Roswell incident, a purported UFO crash that many people But this document is just the latest in a series of document files that have been released in recent years, suggesting there may be more to the Roswell crash than the public was told.
As an investigative reporter, I think what I am amazed by is how many leaked documents from the 1940s have actually come out into the world and lay out details about what really happened at Roswell. On July 4th, Voyager and NASRA find all kinds of strange silver debris. Who knows what understand what is what. A few deep dives to go into Roswell, which nothing has crashed. Intel comes out in Roswell, Arkansas.
Getting the island.
Known to the debris, and these men are told that they are to cut their
Loot Island.
On July 1947, of the Roswell Record report that the military had retrieved a flying saucer. But the following day, the official story is suddenly changed to suggest it was nothing more than a failed weather balloon. Roswell was the home of the 509 bombing system only atomic bomb capable squadron anywhere in the world. These people are the best of the best. The idea that intelligence would be safe, well-living, were something exotic is preposterous. So that, arguably, is the start of the UFO countdown. Weather balloons, swamp gas, meteorite, it doesn't matter. Always something else but a UFO. The Roswell crash was covered up. The fact that they retracted the story of having captured the flying object, in my opinion, it was quick PR and damage control. The world was told, no, just something there. And for more than 30 years, that's where we're at, until witnesses started to surface, and that was actually an extraterrestrial craft.
7 people left. Jeez.
Roswell researchers suggest a government-sanctioned bond of secrecy has prevented witnesses of the crash and the truth from coming forward publicly. But some did choose to come forward later in life, including the first military officer to arrive at the Roswell crash site, Major Jesse Marcel. According to his grandson, Marcel privately shared many details of his experience with the family. My grandfather was named Jesse Marcel. He was head of intelligence for the 509 bombing group. As a kid, basically around the dinner table, we talked about Roswell. And through conversations, we learned that my grandfather was the lead investigator into what has become known as the Roswell incident. And he was looking for specific details and any sense out of what he was looking at. He gathered some information. We kind of came to this idea that, well, what is it? And I want to be on the part of the out on the floor of the kitchen. Some of the material was a strange thin metal, similar to foil, except when crumpled up to the wall, was bound fast to its flawless state. Marcel also commented the metal was
God damn it. 6. No, top 10. Not bad.
Weather balloon material. He grudgingly went along with the story and held it. And if you take a look at that, you'll notice that he's not looking at the camera. He's looking at
Not bad at all.
He's all right. After grudgingly, he did just do it.
Oh well.
San Diego, California, November 14, 2004.